Hello everyone, my name is Kayla Olson. I am a student librarian here at UNC Chapel Hill, and today I'm going to be talking to you about course guides, also known as LibGuides or research guides. They are a set of resources that are put together by librarians according to a subject or a course, and they are meant to kind of be a extra one-stop shop for you when you are doing your research for your projects or your papers, or even if you just have a general interest in something. So previously in another video, I showed you how to use the university library's website in general, including how to search through the catalog, how to use Articles Plus in Google Scholar, and then how to use ILL or interlibrary loan. Also just how to contact the libraries and what our hours are. So to get to course guides, however, where you're going to find a lot of, databases and things like that, there are two things you can do. The first thing you can do is search e-research by discipline if you want to go directly to a set of databases. So if you look at research tools here, you'll see e-research by discipline. You click that. It'll bring us to this large list organized by general subject. And say you want to find databases pertinent to classics, to find articles, per se. You're going to go under Humanities and Social Sciences, go down to Classics, click that, and you're going to be brought to this site that says A to Z Databases, Classics. On your right, you will see your primary librarian, who is Sarah Morris, and you can schedule an appointment with her this way. And on the left, you'll see a variety of different databases that you can use. And you'll want to click either through here or through another LibGuide I'll show you through the library website so that you can use our proxy and so that you can use these databases for free. So if you already know what database you want to use, this is an easy way to get there quickly. But if you don't know what database you want to use already and want to do a little bit more exploring, you can also go to a classics-specific library guide. So to do that, from anywhere on the university library's website, you want to go up to the top where it says Support and Guides and click Research Guides. And you'll have two options, Course Research Guides and Subject Research Guides. So sometimes for a course, a librarian may make one specifically for your class. In that case, you can click through here. For this class, you can instead go to subject research guides, which are a little bit more general. Again, this is a familiar looking list to when we were looking at e-resource by discipline. Go to Humanities and Social Sciences, go down to Classics. Again, this looks pretty similar, but then you're going to want to click this smaller guide that says Classics, and you'll end up here. This is a much more specific hub that has different tabs related to different things that may be useful to you, different resources that would be useful to you in this discipline. You can also get directly to this guide by going to guides.lib.unc.edu/classics/guide. So here again, on the right, you'll have a librarian. In this case, it's me. So you can contact either Sarah or I through the email me appointment or schedule appointment. If I click schedule appointment, it'll allow you to pick time. Or if you click email me, it'll pop up the ability to email me, or if it's easier, the contact information is down here as well. Please do not hesitate, obviously, to reach out to me or Sarah. We are super happy to meet with you to help you narrow down, research topics, keywords, help you find things, especially if you just feel a little lost or a little overwhelmed by how many possible resources there are. We can kind of sit down with you and break it down. So this guide in particular, there are some different things that would be of use to you. You click background information. There's a set of encyclopedias and content dictionaries Now, not all of these are going to be available to you right now due to COVID. Some of the print materials will not be immediately available to you, like the Lexicon Iconographicum Mythologicae and Classicae, which would usually be a go-to for myth. Instead, though, there are a variety of online-only resources that you can use that would be especially helpful. Like, I would recommend Brill's New Pauli, which is an encyclopedia. There are Oxford encyclopedias, the Oxford Classical Dictionary. These are all good starter resources for if you're interested in a broad topic and want to narrow it down or want to find some starter bibliography. These can give you some background information, some reliable, peer-reviewed background information about your topic. So if you think of how like Wikipedia works as an encyclopedia, these examples are all vetted, they're peer-reviewed, and they're fairly reliable. Not fairly, they're very, very reliable. So those are some basic encyclopedias and dictionaries that you can start with. Now, for databases having to do with articles, there are some classic-specific ones that will be helpful. So generally, I discussed Articles Plus in the last video. But here, there are also a couple of different things, like Arts and Humanities Citation Index, which is a large journal database for finding articles. If we click it. She will load up. And this will allow you to search a topic through Arts and Humanities Citation Index. Let's go Sophocles, Oedipus, which is still pretty broad. And here you can see all of the results, and you'll want to click Find at UNC, and it will allow you to access materials. Looks like it wouldn't take me there directly, so instead I'm clicking Full Text from Publisher. Here we are. So this actually brought us to Project Muse, which is another database, which happens to have a lot having to do with classics and text and perhaps drama. So that's always somewhere to look as well. So these are all great options. Now, if you are really involved, not really involved, but if you're very passionate about classics, you may want to start familiarizing yourself with this database, which is called L'Année Philologique, which is a French database. Now, these are very specific articles. And I also will say that more often than not, the articles are not going to be in English. So you don't need to go into L'Année unless you want to get very specific. But if you do, and you want to learn more about how to use L'Année Philologique, I am happy to run through it with you, especially if you find a wonderful article that is in a language that you cannot read. Again, we could meet and discuss how to go through that. And L'Année Philologique is not an access database. It does not bring you directly to the text. It is an index, which means it gives you the name of the article, the abstract, the basic, data, but it does not give you the text. It just gives you the information about the text. And so you'll have to click Find at UNC, or you'll have to search for it through the library website in order to actually access the article. You can't directly access it from L'Année. That's a little complicated, but if you're really passionate about it, that's a top database resource for classics. If you're looking for general resources, that will be too specific for you. So there are a couple of other things that are great in here that you can use. Some, again, are more specific, but what might be useful to you are things like the Perseus Digital Library, which has a lot of text in translation, so in English for classical works. There are also some language dictionaries down there, which, again, if you're looking for things only in English, you don't have to worry about that. And then if you ever need it, there are links to image databases like ArtStore, and then museums with many online collections for objects, for archaeologists, for museum studies, for anyone in classics who wants to look at objects. You can go through this list of museums. And then lastly, there is a Citing and Writing Classics tab, which has some links about citing ancient authors, like the text themselves per line number, or citing in Chicago, or anything else through Purdue OWL for APA, or, you know, Harvard style, what have you. You can find how to cite through here. And then there's also a link to the UNC Writing Center if you would like help with your writing and your citations further. So that is what I would recommend. And then lastly, to top off, if you are interested in doing a project that's related to media, like movies, anything streaming, you will want to go to another LibGuide. So let's do this again. Let's go to Research Guides. Go to Subject Research Guides. And you're going to want to go down to where it says Film Studies, here on the right. And from Film Studies, you want to go to Film and Streaming Media. Our librarian, Winifred, has put together a wonderful list of different places that UNC pays for, UNC libraries do, where you can stream movies, documentaries, just a variety of different things. So if you're looking to do a project on classics or classical reception having to do with media, you can start here and you can find a lot. Especially if you're looking for something that you want to access legally, I would recommend going through this guide. And if you can't find a documentary that you know you want to watch, but you just can't find it, you can also contact Winifred for your project, and perhaps she can help you find what you need. So that about wraps it up for our discussion of research guides, which again, you go to Support and Guides, Subject Research Guides, Classics, Little Classics Guide, and here you are. If you just need a one-stop for a lot of stuff related specifically to this discipline. And again, I reiterate a second, third, fourth, fifth time, we are so happy to meet with you. It's a difficult semester, and we are happy to remotely over Zoom talk with you about your projects, finding resources, anything about the libraries, and for, completing your research and getting the most out of your experience. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.